Hey guys, Big Dog Beeve. We have here in front. Oh, wait a second. Oh, sorry, something's wrong. That's better. We have brand new from Rock Island Armory. This is brand new this year, 2015 model. This is a Rock Island Armory Rock Ultra full size high capacity in 45 ACP. Whew, that is a mouthful. I'm making this video mostly because, one, I don't really do unboxing videos a whole lot, and I haven't for a while, mostly because I don't get a whole lot of new guns in. I'm also making this video mostly because I have yet to see one of these, this model on YouTube anywhere. I've seen plenty of the 9mm full-size 2011 TAC Ultra or TAC 2s with the full-sized rail. I've seen plenty of single stacks. I have not seen the Rock Ultra full-sized high capacity in 45 ACP as of yet. And this is a brand new model this year, so it was just released and I just picked it up from grabagun.com. So let's go ahead and open up the box. We'll show you what's in the box first. Let's go ahead, open it up. First of all, here's your stop sign. Stop what you're doing. No, don't touch me there. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Your standard for safety, read all, manual, understand, blah 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 blah. Okay, speaking of the manual, there is the manual. This is a general sort of manual. Oh, look, firearm safety and you. General sort of manual, has part numbers, has diagrams, but the breakdown diagrams are pretty much for, I guess, more or less all of their firearms. Let's go ahead and put the firearm safety depends on you in there. There's the warranty card, lifetime, limited lifetime warranty, with the disclaimers on the back. Don't void your warranty if you do this kind of stuff, blah, blah, blah. Fired cases for those states that require fired cases. Mine does not, so that means for me, oh goody, yay! 2 free 45 ACP cases. And here is the pistol. Dun dun dun! Alright guys, change camera angle so you can get a better look at the Rock Island Armory Rock Ultra full-size high capacity. Now the reason why it's an Ultra, the Ultra has the adjustable sights, fully adjustable rear, and the fiber optic front. Now let's go back real quick and talk about the box contents that it came with. I was a little disappointed that Rock Island only ships out one magazine. That's it. So you have to purchase other mags. Also, the box appears to be missing, and this is really kind of trivial and stupid in some cases, but most manufacturers are including this, is that it's missing a cleaning brush. Again, no big deal, I've got tons of them. It's missing the any sort of child safety lock. And one thing that's very important that it's missing, and they really should include this, so Arms Corps, if you're listening, a bushing wrench. And this is one from my Taurus. It's the only one I have right now. But as you can see, you really could use a bushing wrench because it is a full-length guide rod. So let's talk about the gun for a little bit. Originally, and what you didn't see because I'd already thrown it out, was this whole thing was shipped in a bag that was inside the case. That bag had enough oil on it to make any Russian armorer proud. In fact, here is a picture that I took after I took it out originally and started to break the gun down to clean all of the packing oil off. This is a picture of the grips when I first removed them and just the oil underneath, because when I first got it I wiped it down initially, and this is obviously stuff that was left over. This is just, whew, that's, yeah, the only thing worse I'd ever seen was on my Mosin and the Cosmoline that was all on that thing. Luckily it wasn't that bad. So something to consider. There's going to be some cleaning involved, which I've had to do. I did have to break this thing down and kind of wipe it all down. As you can see, there's a sheen on it right now, but that's only because I've treated it with some Fire Clean, which is my CLP of choice. But anyway, back to the gun. The gun is very similar to the Para 1445 in that it is a double-stacked 1911. The magazine holds 14 rounds, although it's not listed here, but it does use similar mags to the Para 1445. So while it is very similar to the 1445 from Para, there are some differences. One of the main differences, first of all, is cost. This right here is half, quite literally half the cost of a Para 1445 Pro Custom. Those run about $1,200. I got this one for $600. So when you spend half the money for a firearm, you think you're going to be sacrificing some quality. Believe it or not, the quality of this thing is really incredible. I'll show you a little bit the tolerances. This thing is really tightly fit together. And anyone who is a 1911 enthusiast knows that when you get a 1911, no matter how much you pay for it, you always spend more money, or you always spend extra money to get the trigger worked out, or more magazines, or little things here and there. The good news about spending $600 for a gun, I now have a lot more money that I can use to upgrade parts of the gun, which also we will get to in just a couple of minutes. This gun does come with VZ G10 grips. Remember, I took off the grips so that I could take a picture of all the oil underneath. Here is a picture of the grips, just so you know that I'm not lying, that it's VZ grips. You clearly see the VZ logo. Does come with a magwell, obviously. Fully adjustable rear sight. Fiber optic front sight. It does have a drop-free mag, so stick the mag in, comes right on out. It's one of those things I always love, and that's what I love about one of the things I love about my XDM is that magazine just comes out with a force. It's great. I really do love that. It is almost 100% all metal construction. I was a little concerned when I first picked this up that the trigger was polymer, but it is not. This is a magnet on the end of this here. The only thing that is not metal construction on this firearm is the mainspring housing. Now this looks like it's sticking, but that's because there's the spring in there is still metal. This is the only plastic thing I've really been able to find on this gun is the mainspring housing, which can help with weight, and we'll get to also that in just a second. So this is, as I said, a very, very tight-fitting gun. What's one of the best ways that we can check the fit of a 1911? What do? We shake it. I don't hear anything, do you? Not me. That thing is tight. For a comparison, let's take another budget 1911. This is a 2011. Let's take a budget 1911, like my Taurus, PT 1911. You hear the rattle and the slide. And my Taurus was not much cheaper than this right here. Also, one of the things that I did really like about this gun is this. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not, but we're going to take a look anyway. Look up underneath there. What is missing? Oh yeah, Series 80 parts. Rock Island has made their firearms Series 70. There's no safety plunger or anything like that. Makes it a lot easier to work on. In contrast, the $1,200 Para has Series 80 parts. Just throwing it out there. Okay, a couple complaints that I've come across so far. I haven't even shot this yet. Number one is the white dot rear. I am not a fan of white dots at all. If I stick with this fully adjustable rear, I'll probably just black those out. chances are I'm actually going to replace the rear with a Dawson fully adjustable rear, because this is a Novak cut. So a Novak cut Dawson should just fit right in there. Another complaint that I have is the fiber optic front. I have nothing against fiber optics. In fact, I love fiber optics. Problem is, I don't like that this is so wide. This is a standard 0.125 width, and it fills up the full rear notch. For competition shooting, I like to have a more narrow front sight, so there's some light on either side of the on the notch in the rear. That's just my personal preference. By the way, in case you're curious at all, for someone like me, I was, and I didn't know the answer, the front sight is the aforementioned 0.125 inches wide, and it is a 0.18 inch tall height. I measured it because if I'm going to replace it with a Dawson, I need to know the height. So just throwing it out there in case you are considering this gun and considering replacing the front fiber optic. I've now told you what the factory fiber optic height is. Another complaint that I have is trigger movement. I was not happy when I saw how much this trigger moves up and down. Now, it doesn't seem as bad as when I first got it, but you know, of course, a more quality 1911, a higher quality 1911 would have that fit really tight, really perfect. As I previously stated, this thing was coated in oil, again, mostly because it was made in the Philippines, was shipped to the United States, came on container ships. Lord knows how long it was going to sit around in warehouses before it was finally purchased and sent to me. I do have two concerns when it comes to competition for this gun. One is I am concerned about whether or not it fits in the box for IDPA. I will have to take this with me to a club match. I'm not ready to compete with the X because it's not broken in, but I'll have to take it with me to a club match and stick it in a box that the club has and see if it fits. The other problem that I'm having, and a major concern with, is weight. I don't have a digital scale, I've got just an analog kitchen scale, but when I weighed it, this gun with the empty mag inserted was overweight. That's a big problem. So I've actually put a couple of feelers out there for some folks in my area to see if they do lightning that will end up being IDPA legal. So I'd wonder if I'd be able to actually, like, say, you know, flat top the slide to remove some material, because I have a feeling this thing is only over by a couple of ounces. The other thing, and if you look at the picture, again here, I'll throw it in, of when I remove the grips, underneath the grips, that's all solid metal. So I'm wondering if that can be bored out and chunks of metal could be relieved from the frame to help bring the weight down. I would think that that's a possibility. My concern is, does it hurt the integrity of the gun? And two, is it going to void my warranty? I've actually put an email out to Arms Corps, because today is actually Saturday, July 18th, 19th, something like that. So I put an email out to them. Hopefully they'll get back to me by Monday as to whether or not something like that would void the warranty. Plus, how much is that going to cost me? So, but yes, I do need to get this down underweight. I could remove the mag well. That would probably bring me right up, underweight, because these things usually weigh about an ounce or two. But I like the mag well. I don't want to get rid of it. Real quick, and I know this has gone on way longer than I probably wanted it to. A couple of upgrades that I have planned. Number one, again, we already talked about the sights. I am looking to put in a cylinder and slide trigger kit, which is actually going to replace the hammer, the sear, the disconnector, the sear spring, and the mainspring. That's the match, I forget the actual model, but it's a 3.5 pound trigger pull. Depending on how difficult it is to actually fully break down the frame of the gun, there's a good chance that we're just going to install that ourselves, and then as usual I will take it to my local gunsmith for safety checking, like I do with any of my home tinkering. The one thing that concerns me is, as I was trying to break this gun down to do the cleaning, I was having a hard time getting the ambi safeties separated. Anyway, back with the upgrades. I'm going to replace the slide release with a Wilson Combat Extended slide release because I like to trigger the slide release to drop the slide as opposed to the overhand rack. That's my personal preference. Also, I'm going to be throwing in a Guncraft Extended magazine release. Should just bring this out just a little bit to help activate it, especially when it comes to competition. Gonna change out the recoil spring to probably a 14-pound Wolf spring, again because I shoot reduced power loads for competition. But we're gonna test, see how it works with the 16-pound spring versus the 14-pound spring. We'll get range time in there to test all that and see which one works best. One of the other upgrades that I am going to do, actually I've already done it, is I have replaced the extractor with an EGW HD extractor. It's a heavy duty extractor. Here's a picture of the original extractor and the HD extractor from EGW. You can see the difference that EGW makes is a little bit more robust, a little more obviously HD, heavy duty. The HD actually comes standard in Para Pro Customs, so I wanted to put that into this gun as well. And I guess that's really about it from an upgrade standpoint. Well, that's it, guys. Go ahead and please leave me a comment, subscribe, like, do all the other fun things that people on YouTube tell you to do. I'd love to know what you think. If you have one of these, or maybe you have one of the ones at 9mm, or if you even have the ones that are the fully railed version. If you have some suggestions for what I can do to possibly get take some weight off of this, I'm all ears on that as well. So that's it. Great, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I will try to make more videos or be a little bit more diligent with crafting videos on a more regular basis. Again, it's all a matter of time. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.